I was wrong about how time works. Not in the scientific sense. In the human sense, I thought it waited. I thought it paused when I was too busy. I thought it forgave me for putting off the things that mattered. It doesn't. I'm Unopened now, and time has started taking things back. If you're watching this late, maybe it's just past midnight, maybe you're staring at the ceiling wondering why the day felt empty again. I need to tell you something. Because I used to be you. Not in appearance, maybe, but in behavior. You check your emails during dinner. You skip the call you meant to return. You let your coffee go cold, scroll through other people's lives, then promise yourself, next week will be better. Next year, things will calm down. You're surviving today so you can live tomorrow. That's what I told myself. Every single year. I was an architect. Lived in Oregon, where rain can fall for days and you forget the sun exists. Married young. Had one child, a daughter named Ruth. I used to draw buildings I thought would outlast me. I liked symmetry. I liked silence. I was good at solving complex puzzles and terrible at noticing simple truths. The year I turned 53, my doctor said 6 words that should have changed everything. You have early stage heart failure. And I remember blinking, nodding, smiling politely. I told him I'd slow down. I didn't. That night, I sat at my drafting table, staring at a sketch of a house no one would live in. I told myself, just get through this project, then I'll rest. And then became the next project, and the next, and the next. The biggest lie I believed was, I just need to get through this year. And that lie has teeth. It feels responsible. It feels mature. It sounds like a plan. But what it really is a trap. Because every year, there's something to get through. The busy season, the renovation, the quarterlies, the recovery, the wedding, the funeral, the flu, the budget, the big deadline, the little fire. Life becomes a long hallway of almost done. And you keep moving forward, thinking the real room, the one with light, the one with rest, the one where you finally arrive, is just a little further, but the hallway never ends. I remember Christmas of 1998. My wife bought me a travel guide to Norway. She wrapped it in a ribbon and wrote on the tag, for the trip we keep postponing. And it's still on my shelf, spine uncracked. We never went. She died 6 years later. By then, the hallway was too long, and I was too tired to turn around. I told Ruth I'd visit more, that we'd have those Sunday dinners again, that we'd take that father-daughter trip. She smiled politely, like my doctor did. One winter, maybe 10 years ago now, I got a voicemail from her. She said, "It's okay, Dad. I stopped expecting you to come." Yes, I've read it. She sounded calm, not angry, just done. I played it twice. Once in the dark, once again the next morning, holding that Norway guide in my lap. There was a layer of dust on the cover. The kind of dust that only settles when you've ignored something long enough. And the room smelled like paper and old carpet. I didn't reply. That same week, I opened my wife's sewing room for the first time in years. The box fan was still there, humming gently. A faded yellow cardigan was folded on the chair, her handwriting still on a post-it. A birthday card she must have meant to finish, just my name inside, nothing else. I stood there in the doorway for maybe 5 minutes, and then I closed it again. I couldn't explain why. Maybe I still thought there'd be a better moment to face it all. Maybe I was still trying to get through the year. It took me until 81 to understand what it cost. The pattern wasn't loud. It wasn't some dramatic collapse. It was a quiet accumulation of absences. I didn't skip everything. Just enough. Just enough birthdays to make Ruth stop inviting me. Just enough unread notes to miss what my wife never said out loud. Just enough silence to make every room feel unfamiliar now. If you're still here and you're somewhere between 30 and 60, you need to know this doesn't start with one big mistake. It starts with, I'll call him next week. It's avoided. It starts with, she understands I'm busy. It's avoided. It starts with, let's plan something after the holidays. It's avoided. You don't feel it happening. Not until you look up and your child has a new address you weren't told about. Your friends have a rhythm you're no longer part of. Your phone rings only when it's a reminder. I used to think the pain of life was the big losses, but it's not. It's the small, constant ones. The ones you delay yourself into. The ones that don't feel urgent until they're irreversible. You can work late tonight, or you can sit at the table with someone who won't always be there. You can reply to the email, or you can reply to the text that just says, miss you, and quail, not both. This message isn't for everyone. If you're in crisis mode, if you're barely staying afloat, I get it. Survival is real. Do what you need to do. But if you're in that place where everything feels almost manageable, where you say, things are crazy right now, but they'll slow down soon, this is for you. They won't. Not on their own. Not unless you make them. And if you're watching this on a Thursday night at 12:47 a.m., sitting in a room that feels quieter than it should, that's your signal. Pick one small thing. Book the flight. Leave the voicemail. Walk into the room you've been avoiding. Open the damn travel guide. Because I'm 81, and here's what I know for sure. The future you're surviving for doesn't wait for you. It moves forward without asking. And one day, you'll look around and realize the rooms are emptier. Not just of people, but of possibility. I kept waiting for the right conditions. When I had more energy, when I had more money, when I had more peace of mind. But peace doesn't arrive. It has to be chosen. I thought I was being responsible. I thought pushing things off meant I was building something important, providing stability, earning rest. But in truth, I was building a life of deferrals. A scrapbook of plans never started. There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It comes from knowing that you were supposed to be somewhere else, with someone else, doing something that mattered, and you didn't show up. You were busy. You were tired. You were getting through the year. I still have that Norway guide. And I still have Ruth's voice saved on an old phone I keep in a drawer. If you want one image to remember, make it this: an uncracked spine, an unanswered message, and a door you keep closed. None of it happens in one dramatic moment. It happens in 1,000 quiet deferrals. So here's your assignment for tonight. Pick one small thing, book the flight, leave the voicemail, sit down at the table, open the room, open the damn travel guide. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight. This is part of my series on the lies busy people believe, the ones that sound responsible until they steal your life. If you want the 7-day presence plan, comment hallway and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Because I'm 81, and the future you're surviving for doesn't wait for you.